All eyes on the Bulldogs and North Melbourne last night. We spoke about it in detail a little earlier on, and the Western Bulldogs are just going terrific. And there's one name there that just jumps out.
Very, very physical.
I'll just finish that
the Kangaroos came out last night. McRae was good again. Liberatore used the footy show well. Wallace got on the scoreboard. Good to see Shaki back. Goldstein, I thought, did a really good job. Kicked a couple of goals. Simpkin keeps getting better. But I'll tell you what, it was all about one man last night. And it was good to see number 17 kicking 6 goals again for the Bulldogs. Josh Bruce, you were everywhere last night, mate. Take us through it.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was good to get one on the board for the new team and have a good game and obviously show the boys and the fans what I'm capable of. And, it was a really good win all round. Obviously, you mentioned some of the names that played really well. And I think one that you probably slipped there was Timmy English. He's really come on leaps and bounds in the last few weeks, especially after he got touched up in round one. So it's really good to see him going well.
He took a massive contested mark inside forward 50 last night, but they certainly came out physical last night, the Kangaroos. They were trying to get under your skin. They were being rough, particularly similar to the way GWS did it, but you guys handled it perfectly.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, teams probably think that that's the way to get to us after, what happened in the final last year. But, we've shown this year that, we're able to handle that easily and, play the ball. And obviously we've won both those games. So we welcome that kind of pressure and that kind of attention. And, we'll keep looking forward to winning games.
Josh, I was reasonably critical of your form leading into this game. You'd had 2 goals from your first 4. You bounced back and responded strongly last night. No Norton was there. How important was that to make you feel like you owned that forward line last night?
I don't think that was necessarily the case in terms of my mental state. It was probably more of I was almost trying a little bit too hard to kick goals and to work too hard, and I almost put myself out of position in the first few weeks of the season, if that makes sense. Like being at a new club, I was trying really hard to have a positive impact, and I was almost working too hard. And then by the time the contest came around, I was absolutely cooked. So I changed a couple of things around with the way I played last night, and obviously it paid dividends. And Nort's is a star, and I love having him in the side, and it's a shame he's not there. And I look forward to getting him back in as soon as we can.
Josh, I just want to ask you about that. Kane sort of glanced over the fact that he said he was reasonably critical of you on Footy Classified in the week. Does that get back to you? Did you see it? Did you hear about it? And do you take it on board, or is it water off a duck's back?
No, I actually didn't see that, Kane, but I'm sure it would have been pretty critical. Yeah, that's one of those things. It's a footy environment, and if you're not performing to a certain level that's expected of you, then sure, criticism comes your way. But inside the 4 walls of the club, they were happy with the way I was going about my footy. I just wasn't getting the rewards for my effort, and I was almost too eager to impress my new teammates in a way. So it was good. It was good to get the monkey off the back a little bit this week, and look forward to continuing with some momentum going forward.
Bruce, we're going to have a look at the votes from last night's game and then get in some questions about the upcoming hub. Josh Bruce, 9, best man on the ground. I thought Easton Wood, his marking in defence was terrific. Tim English, as we spoke about, 8 votes, and Liberatore made every possession count last night. So best man on the ground. Well done, Josh.
Josh, just want to spend a couple of minutes talking to you about the hub. When do you head off? Where are you going? And what do you take with you? Like, have you got a limit on the amount of things you can take in terms of recreational stuff?
Well, information's pretty scarce still. We're flying out tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I think, up at the Gold Coast, staying on the Cure there. There's a golf course at the hotel, but we're not allowed to use that until after 14 days of quarantine, and same goes with surfing. So I'll be taking golf clubs and a surfboard up, but not on Monday. So they're going to drive those up after 12 days, so the boys don't get tempted to use them during quarantine. So pretty much just confined to the resort and to train for 14 days. And I just got confirmation about an hour ago that my family and the families at the Dogs are allowed to come with as well. So very excited to have my daughter and my pregnant wife Pip come up with us and get a bit of sunshine in the Sunshine State. So looking forward to it.
See, I'm staggered. You only got confirmation an hour ago that your pregnant partner could go up. So was that a consideration for you as to whether you went up? I mean, leaving your pregnant partner behind?
Yeah, it probably would have been, to be honest. If they weren't allowed to go, Pip's heavily pregnant and we don't have any family in Victoria, that would have been a pretty difficult decision to make, especially if Pip couldn't have got home back to Canberra if the borders were shut and whatnot. I mean, it would have been a really difficult one. Just really grateful that the AFL has allowed that to happen, and we're obviously going out of our way, and everyone's going out of their way to keep this season alive and keep it ticking along. So, really grateful that we've been able to do that and haven't had to make that really difficult decision.
Josh, every player from every Victorian club is currently going through what you've been through as a group. At this stage, do you know if all Bulldogs players will be going?
At this stage, yeah, I think we all are going. So I think Bevo's pretty keen to get the group together as a whole and to do that kind of Port Adelaide thing and really bond closely. And it gives us a really good opportunity to do that. So I think bringing the whole group makes a lot of sense for us as a team, and to include the families in that as well is. It's really exciting.
You go there in great form as a footy side too. I think one of the hottest teams in it. Talk us through the turnaround from how bad you guys were for the first 2 weeks. The last three, Josh, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been a big turnaround. I mean, obviously, there's very, very strange circumstances in round one, and the Pies got us on the hop. We were terrible that night, and after the long layoff, the Saints did the same thing, and we went back and we tinkered a little bit with the way that we were defending, and our ball use definitely wasn't up to scratch. So we've kind of got a bit of identity back in terms of a high-pressure game, and our defence has been really strong. Our backline's been phenomenal the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, it was we just kind of went back to what makes us a great team and went back to our strengths and what we loved about playing with each other. And, it's paying dividends so far, and got some momentum now throughout the trot, and looking forward to getting a few more.
Josh, thanks for your time this morning. Good luck. Now, can I just give you a little tip when you pack your bags for the Gold Coast? You won't need that beanie or that wind cheater, I wouldn't have thought, so you can leave those behind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping these ones in Melbourne.
Okay,
sure.
Good work. Josh Bruce joining us there from the Western Bulldogs. Good luck to everyone. All the players heading off to quarantine.